let's talk about something that touches pretty much every part of our lives, even if we don't always see it, the financial system. I know, it sounds complicated, but it's really just the hidden engine of our economy, and we're going to figure out exactly how it works.
So think about it for a second. You get paid, you put that money in the bank, and then what? Have you ever really stopped to think about where your money actually goes after you deposit it?
Well, one thing's for sure. It doesn't just sit in a vault gathering dust. The moment you deposit it, your money becomes fuel for the economy's hidden engine. It's this huge, powerful system that's always running in the background, keeping everything moving.
Okay, so if this thing is an engine, what's it powering? Well, pretty much everything. It's what allows a new coffee shop to open up down the street. It's how families get loans to buy a house. And it's how big, world-changing ideas get the cash they need to become a reality. This engine really has four main jobs. First, believe it or not, it helps create money. Second, you can think of it as the plumbing of the economy, transferring money wherever it needs to go. Third, it gathers up all of our individual savings into one giant pool. And finally, here's where the magic really happens. It takes that giant pool of money and channels it into investments, turning all our separate savings into actual progress.
All right, to really get a handle on this, let's follow the money. We're going to trace its journey, starting from the person who saves it, all the way to the person who uses it to build something new.
You know, at its core, the whole financial system is basically a matchmaker. It's designed to solve one simple problem. On one side, you've got the lender's savers. That's anyone with some extra cash they're not using. And on the other side, you've got borrowers. That's an entrepreneur who needs funding, or a company that wants to build a new factory. So one group has money and the other group needs money. It seems simple enough, but it brings up a pretty obvious question. In a world with billions of people, how on earth do these two groups find each other?
And there's our answer. This whole complex-looking thing, the financial system, is the connection. It's the bridge that makes sure a saver's money can find its way to a borrower's project. It's what keeps money from just sitting still and instead puts it to work. So let's pop the hood and break this system down a little. When money travels from a saver to a borrower, it can take one of two main highways.
The first pathway is probably the one you're most familiar with. We're talking about financial intermediaries. This is the indirect route. You put your money in a bank, and the bank acts as the middleman, lending that money out to someone else. Commercial banks, insurance companies, these are the classic examples.
The second highway is what we call the financial markets. This is the direct route. So instead of going through a bank, borrowers sell things called financial securities, you've heard of them, stocks and bonds, and savers buy them directly. It basically cuts out the middleman. Now that financial markets highway isn't just one single road. It's actually split into two different lanes, and the main thing that separates them is just a matter of time. We're going to take a closer look at that first lane, the money market. You can kind of think of this as the market for the here and now. Here's the difference. The money market is all about short-term needs. We're talking anything that's for less than a year. A company might need some quick cash just to make payroll. It's all about liquidity, having cash ready to go. The capital market, on the other hand, is for the long haul. This is where you get funding for massive projects, like building a new factory or a bridge that might take years and years to pay off. So to put it simply, the money market is just a place where these short-term loans get packaged up and traded around. These aren't long-term investments, they're really just financial tools that are designed to be bought and sold super fast so big institutions can manage their day-to-day cash flow. Okay, so let's zoom back out. We've seen the savers, the borrowers, the different highways their money can travel on. What's the big takeaway from all this? Well, it all comes back to that engine we talked about at the start.
And here's the most important part. A healthy, efficient financial system is what turns all of our individual savings into actual collective progress. It takes money that's just sitting around and puts it to work to innovate, to build, and to grow the entire economy for all of us.
But you know, this system is never standing still. With new technology coming out all the time, the way finance works is constantly evolving. And that leaves us with a pretty big question to think about. What will the next engine of our economy even look like?